After a meeting that went on for a whole night, Israel's security cabinet approved a plan for its military to take control over Gaza City. And within the first few hours, three things happened that gave us a sense of what's to come. In Gaza, the news was received with fresh bombings. In Israel, the Army Chief of Staff, Eyal Zamir, criticized the move. And on the international front, UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer, among others, called the decision wrong and urged Tel Aviv to reconsider. So here is what we are asking. Is Israel looking to permanently occupy Gaza City? Why is Netanyahu going against his military chiefs? And did the war in Gaza just turn deadlier? I'm Nanya Datta. Let's get started with this episode of Grey Zone. There are more questions than answers after the Israeli cabinet's decision on Gaza. Let me first tell you what we know for sure. This is Gaza City. It makes up 25% of the Strip's territory and 40% of the entire population. Even though the Palestinians have been displaced multiple times over the past 22 months, the city remains overly crowded.
Netanyahu's decision to occupy Gaza. It's like there's nothing left to occupy in the first place. We're already dying. 100,000 deaths every day. Around 100 to 150 people die daily from starvation, on top of everything else we're going through. Practically all of Gaza has been squeezed into the western part of Gaza City, and that's all that's left.
Along with this plan, a list of 5 principles have been agreed upon that Israel will demand in exchange for ending the war with Hamas. First, the disarmament of Hamas. Second, the return of all hostages. Third, demilitarization of the Gaza Strip. Fourth, Israel will have security control over the entire Gaza Strip. And lastly, after Israel's operations, an alternative civilian government will be set up that is not Hamas, not the Palestinian Authority. One Axis reporter claimed that Israel's goal is to evacuate all Palestinian civilians from Gaza City to the central camps and other areas by October 7th. October 7th, this will be on the 2-year anniversary of Hamas's deadly 2023 attack.
We've been living in tents for 5 months. Yes, there's suffering, yes, there's death, yes. But we're still clinging to life. Clinging to life. We're people, what can I tell you? A people, not just resilient, far beyond any limits. Israel isn't killing Hamas. Israel is killing civilians, children, women.
It is unclear if the operation will end with Gaza City or move beyond, but the decision does come after the Israeli Prime Minister went on American media to say he wants to quote-unquote take control of all of Gaza. He has categorically stated that he doesn't intend to govern the Strip and hand over power eventually. When this eventually comes, we don't exactly know. So now let's come to the don't know part and what could happen here on. Israel is already witnessing an uprising where more and more people are speaking out not only in favor of rescuing the hostages, but also against destruction in Gaza. Now these protests are bound to increase and the anger will be directed right at the Prime Minister.
Simple thing is anger, is rage. We see this government, they don't care about our security, they don't care about human life. The only thing they care about is to occupy more area, to settle back in Gaza.
What is complicating the situation further is Israel's own Army Chief of Staff and the top military chiefs are against the expansion of this war. Ahead of the security meeting, Zamir said that an occupation of Gaza will drag Israel into a black hole and jeopardize hostages. We spoke to Emi Elon. He used to head Israel's security agency Shin Bet and also was the commander-in-chief of the Navy. He categorically says Israel achieved its military goals in Gaza within the first 8 to 10 months, which was to dismantle Hamas. But those sitting in Tel Aviv refused to give a clear-cut political goal.
Political goal is to tell us something about the day after. What will be our reality when it comes to our Palestinian neighbors, when it will come to, our budget. Listen, there are no military goals that we can achieve. We are conquering the same neighborhoods that we destroyed 3 times. We remove hundreds of thousands of people from place to place. We are killing tens of thousands of people, most of them innocent. We are paying in our blood. Our soldiers are dying. And only because the way I understand, I represent myself, our prime minister understands that the moment that this war will over, he does not have his coalition, and probably he will find himself in jail.
The United States is saying a lot with its silence. US President Donald Trump has accepted that starvation is prevalent in Gaza but refuses to hold Israel accountable for it. He has shared ambiguous plans about post-war Gaza, where the US will take control of the Strip. Prominent economist Jeffrey Sachs explains why Washington has given Israel a free hand.
They're starving 2 million people right now before our eyes. And the United States is saying, okay, that's fine. It's unbelievable. Now, because that generates protests in the Arab world and military resistance against Israel's behavior, Israel has said for 30 years under Netanyahu to the U.S., we want you to fight wars on our behalf. We have no national interest in this at all. We have been fighting Bibi's wars for 30 years.
The most worrying aspect of this decision is it could trigger the axis of resistance. You see, Hamas in Gaza is still responsible for the 50-odd hostages. Hezbollah in Lebanon is waiting for a reason to shift the focus from disarmament. And the Houthis in Yemen never stop terrorizing the Red Sea. And all of this could rally back to the brainchild, Iran. So then the question is, what could stop an escalation at this scale?
The only way to defeat Hamas is to present a political horizon to the Palestinian people, because most Palestinians, we saw it during the 90s, most Palestinians do not support the ideology of Hamas, of Greater Palestine from the Jordan to the sea, ruled by Sharia. Now they want for their people, for their children, a better future.
Benjamin Netanyahu knows this may be his last card. Take Gaza, deflect blame, delay accountability. Donald Trump sees Gaza just as a talking point, a way to attack Biden, appease hardliners, and keep US's influence in the Middle East. But here's the hard truth. Neither of them is looking to end the war. Not now, not yet. So what happens next in Gaza, in Israel and the Middle East? It will be interesting to see. I'm Ananya Datta. Thanks for watching Grey Zone.